There we are again.
Yes. And I'm excited
So am
for
I,
the first
definitely.
time. Yeah, it's the sun, it's the good weather. So I'm in a very good mood. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
And
So am I.
yes, it shows. I'm happy again.
But you were always happy with me.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Soon we have another exciting news, but we have to
Yep.
wait, I think, a few weeks,
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah. And then we can bring it out. We were notified yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we
And
were.
I'm thrilled
So am I.
and
So am I.
surprised because I didn't expect it.
No, me neither. He did it in
Okay,
secret.
he did. But first of all, there were some changes in the team. So
Yep.
also, yeah, the admins, the ones who will look into the chat. Um, so sadly, we had to part from one of our members.
Yep.
Um, so hopefully she will be her old self very soon.
Yep.
And we're still friends. So
Oh
no
yes.
drama.
No dramas, not whatsoever. I don't like
Exactly.
dramas. Don't do drama.
Yeah, exactly. So if people saw us changing the backgrounds, changing admins, that's the reason because she needs some time for herself and we give her the time.
Yep.
So now back
Exactly.
to tonight.
Tonight we have two people. One has
Yes.
been on the show before, and the other one hasn't. But we're very thrilled to have him. Are you going to
Yes.
introduce them?
Shall I?
Yes.
We have our UK friend Jacqueline Dixon and Mr. Proud to be Paranormal, Mr. Barry Frankish.
Hello, the both of you.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? How's everybody doing?
Oh, I've had better days, but I'm getting there. I've had the old lurgy. Mhm.
Maybe we can cheer you up a little.
Oh yes, I could do a big box, so I'll keep banging in on this one. Look.
That's a weird name.
Yeah.
He's poking you. You can poke Shane.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
reach it. You though.
Yes, I'll jump if you do that. So let's get started for our listeners on Spotify. Can you both introduce yourself? And let's start with Barry.
Hi, I'm Barry R Frankish, prime proprietor of BRF Paranormal and creator of Proudtobeparanormal, which I guess we're going to talk about soon.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Jacqueline.
I am Jacqueline Dixon. I've been doing paranormal since about 2003. Ramped it up more in the last maybe 8 years. I've got my own Facebook page and group, Paranormal Path. Also on TikTok and Insta. I do weekly podcasts. I've written a book, but I've yet to publish. Barry has written a book.
I forgot about that.
Wow.
Yeah, it has published. Like, yeah.
Oh,
And
my
yeah,
memory.
I really love paranormal. I host events. I have my own private events and own public events. So yeah, busy.
Busy bee.
Cool.
But Barry, now you have to tell us about the book.
Exactly.
Yes, I wrote this. I'd say it was during lockdown, first lockdown, 2020. It seems so far away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually called Restless Realm, and it's my perception of a paranormal. And at the time, I lived in a city in Doncaster, in West South Yorkshire, and I did a few accounts of the lesser known accounts of the hauntings from people I spoke to in person. Because every book you see on a shelf these days, someone's already covered it before. So I wanted to be a little bit different, and I created my book with the intention of being that bit different. And it's also it's my way of looking at paranormal, how my mindset works. And a lot of people, it's got some brilliant reviews on Amazon. It's on Amazon right now, available £5.49 UK price. And I am writing a second book as well. I'm in the process of doing.
Wow.
Is there also an ebook available or just physical book?
Yes, it's available on a physical book at £5.49, or you can buy it on Kindle for £2.
Nice.
It's available right now.
Check that out.
Yeah, brilliant. Please do.
I have to check that out, seriously.
Yeah.
Mary, you will start because my internet keeps failing me. I hate that.
Again. So if he's making funny voices, he's frozen, and I have to jump in. So let's hope.
That's the reason.
Yeah, let's hope it works tonight. Yeah, let's start with Proud to be Paranormal. What got you started?
Well, it all started 3 years ago, and I wanted to. Best way to describe this, I was looking at doing something. I've always been involved with paranormal, and I've always wanted to do something a little bit different where everyone can participate. And I was better.
I love that.
Yeah, I wanted to create an event, something different where everyone could participate, regardless of boundaries. I mean, this planet's a massive planet, and unfortunately, not everybody can travel to events or parameets and things like that. And I thought, what could I do where I could create something? What can I do where everybody can participate? And you don't feel they have to travel, spend money on anything. Things. And I thought, at the time, I've got quite a few collection of T-shirts at home, and I thought, you can put anything on a T-shirt. So why not paranormal gear? Because most paranormal teams and groups, you don't have paranormal attire, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, whatever. And I thought, why not create a day where people actually can show off what they wear? And it's not just be showing off what they wear, but also be proud of who you are and what you do. Because as no doubt, people talk about you in the paranormal. I think you're a bit weird, a bit kooky. But it's not the case. There's some brilliant people in this world. And so what I thought, I'll create the day. And I thought the first one I did 3 years back, and I thought it was quite short notice, but for the first event ever, he got such a brilliant response. And what I did as well, I give it a serious side as well, so I thought I could associate something with it. And the first one, because prior to that, I'd been through a bit of a rough time, and so I supported men's mental health and making awareness for it, and come up with a few pointers. And it was brilliant. Got magazine coverage, got TV coverage, got radio coverage. And last year, should I say, we did it again, even bigger, and we supported Royal British Legion. And this year, what I'm doing is, for this year's event, I'm going back to my roots and emphasising on mental health again. Not just men's, but everybody's mental health, especially in today's society where everyone's so stressed. And if we can highlight something, and if it just save one person's life, it'd be worth it.
Exactly. Agreed.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
is it still that bad? It's men's
for me,
mental health.
I'm in a better place now. No, I'm in a better place, I must admit, but I want to try to help people, and so they don't have to go through things that myself's been through and other people. And like I say, make awareness. Don't be ashamed to speak out, ask for help. There's nothing to be ashamed. There's no stigma behind it. It's just that men don't like talking about issues and things. So I thought, if I could, I went on stage and talked about my problems, And the response I got from it gave me the encouragement to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's still, if it comes to men's health, they don't talk about it because people don't take them seriously.
Exactly, and I think the weird and being a bit weird and a bit this day and age especially, people bottle
Yeah.
things up so much.
They do, yeah, definitely.
So I created this day, like I say, this year it's on Saturday the 26th of July, and everybody who's listening right now, watching, I am put a Paranormal t-shirt on. It doesn't have to be a t-shirt, it'll be a hoodie. If you're a Paranormal hood, you're welcome to participate. And all you do, take a photograph of yourself, post that photograph on social media with the hashtag Proudtobeparanormal. And if it's anything like the last 2 years, it's been bigger this year.
Yeah, I tend to forget the dates.
I'm rubbish with
I
dates myself,
remind.
so July.
You have to help me, Mary.
Yeah, I
With those
will.
dates,
I will.
forget them.
Yes,
And then the day
you
after, I'm like,
create.
oh, I forgot again.
Yeah,
And what's more, I forgot to mention, this year I'm creating ambassadors and county champions. So for anyone in the States, Netherlands, for example, you could actually present your own country if you wish to do that and be an ambassador for your country. Also on the day and up to the day, promote yourself, promote what you do with the hashtag Proudtobeparanormal so it reaches a wider audience.
Oh, I think there might
Perfect.
be something for Mary and me.
yeah, it is.
I can't forget the date.
Well, I'm your personal calendar, so
True.
it works out. You also are a supporter of Proud to be Paranormal, Jacqueline.
Yeah, I am. I'm a community champion, so county champion, is it? For Nottinghamshire. So I've already purchased some badges, and I've managed to sell out. So I'll be ordering some more. So I do go out and about a lot. I do go and meet a lot of people within the community. I'm hosting an event on Saturday. There's about 3 or 4 different teams going. You know, just a member from a team. You know, and I just sort of meet different people. I was at another team, sort of did the first event last week, so I went and joined them, and you know, it's great. And I just love meeting different people because people have got different ways of working, and it's a different energy, and like everybody is so different, and they just bring different things along, don't they?
Yeah,
definitely.
So you know, I 6 badges went to that. Somebody had already ordered 4, so
well, I have got these here. I've got a bag left of these. These are spoken for. I have got another batch on order. Yes, and but I do what I'm doing as well. I'm creating a different badge each year. And like Jacqueline just showed you previously, this is this year's badge.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah.
I've gone for a retro look as well this year with the 1980s style.
Yeah, I like them.
It's
a
cute,
lot.
Yeah. I will order for the team. I have to.
Yeah, just send me the bill.
If you want to, just send me a PM and we'll sort something out.
Yeah.
Oh,
perfect.
I've got a bit of a bat list. I mean, I'm going to send it to Iceland as well.
Oh wow!
Wow.
And not the supermarket. Pardon
yeah, I love the badges, and we are in contact with different teams. And we had a team last week. We did a live with them, and they're with 8, and they support everything we do. So we need to get them some badges as well. So we sort it out. I will order it and pay for them, and it will be fine.
Brilliant, yeah. UK price, the £1.50 each, and up to I think it's about to 8. We can cover about £2 for postage. That's UK.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure it convert. Oh shit! My tripod moved. Got paranormal stuff happening.
I'm
not even touching it. That's weird.
Yeah.
It moved on its own.
Oh dear.
Paranormal activity. Yeah,
Spooky goings on.
that will be fine. That will be fine. So for everyone who is interested, contact Barry. You can contact Jacqueline, and if necessary, the Dutch folks can contact Shane or myself. So
Yep.
And you
I
two,
love
I'd
it.
love you. I'd love you guys to present your country as well.
Thank
Well,
Yeah.
it's an
You will.
honor.
It's
Definitely
like I said, it's about diversity in the paranormal field, because I mean we all have unity and yeah, because of our interests. But outside work, we all have other lives as well. And why should that life be different to a paranormal world? I mean, the physical world has got boundaries and borders everywhere. The paranormal world doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring them both together.
Yeah, it's a good cause. It's really a good cause. I've seen the para unity, but they're pushing their own beliefs
Yeah.
into the whole society. And if you think different about certain things, well, then you have a problem. And that's what I like about the contacts we have at the moment. Even though we think different about certain subjects, we still have respect for each other and talk with respect to each other.
Exactly.
And
And as
yeah,
well, it's not just, I mean, I don't like using the term power unity. That's why I like to present the term as in proud to be paranormal, be proud of who you are and what you do.
exactly. Yeah,
And I
But
think
don't
once
you
we
Yeah,
talk
not
about
only,
that,
not
we
only
move on to the next step.
it's not only between different teams, also between our team itself. Mary and I, we
yeah,
have different opinion about things. We
Exactly.
still have respect for one another.
Exactly.
yeah,
It's like football clubs. I mean, you might support different teams, but at the end of the day, you're best friends. Why should it be any different?
Exactly.
Yeah.
don't you
yeah,
think
Spirit
the
has
ones
the same.
who don't you think the ones who taught para unity or set up the para unity are the ones who sort of cause the drama a lot of the time, or they have the ego, or they use the word to try and up the game? Really,
Yeah.
Or use it as a,
I
yeah,
put
there's
my.
so many arguments on that one. Well,
Yes.
like
Exactly.
I was in a group years ago, and I'm still in the chat there, and that's where I met Mary, and it was so
Yeah,
wonderful. And then like little Nichols come into it, and then that group that's long gone, because people change and whatever, and they're busy and they've got their own family, personal issues. Fair enough.
yeah,
And originally that was set up so people shared each other's content, and we did.
yes,
And
yes,
we promoted each other. We chatted to each other in the chat.
Yep.
But now you get like other ones, and sometimes this para unity is like, oh, I've set up this new para unity. Nobody's ever thought of it before. Really?
yeah.
And you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And you're doing it for why?
Yeah,
And then the fallout with somebody. So yeah, okay.
yes.
Not
We
only that,
see
you
it.
have to, we all have the same purpose if it comes to the footage.
Yeah.
When we look at each other's footage, but as soon as you say something like, "Well, I'm sorry, I don't see anything on this," like pictures or video, whatever,
Oh, you dare say that?
just don't do it. Just don't.
Yes.
Oh, it's the most famous phrase at the moment. It's dust.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to say that the whole orb discussion, I don't do it. I really don't do it. I can't handle it. I get a blackout. Yeah.
Well, I've got an
don't.
orb collector right here in front of me. I can see it right now. It's a Dyson on it. It's a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
I got a brilliant photo of an orb the other night. I was at the Sheffield Fire and Services Museum, and it had a car, and its number plate was ORB. Oh, very nice. It was a photo of an orb, there you go. The work
Yes.
That's an orb.
orb,
Yep.
Yeah.
that's right.
The only orb, the only kind of orb I want to see it right. The only kind of orb I want to see right now is this type.
Yeah.
That's small. A small orb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have to say I captured one time a light anomaly, and we couldn't explain it. We took 10 pictures, and just in one picture, it was like a flame, and we tried to recreate it, but didn't manage it. But I won't say it's an orb or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm too scared to say it because you get bashed if you say it. Yeah.
You tend to find with your discussion, you tend to find if it reflects light off itself, it's a physical being. If it creates its own light, that's where it's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is,
That's
but
with
you
my
get to
eyes.
discussion. You use it's lens flare. You use the flash. There's counter lights, whatever, and that's why I don't post stuff like that. I don't do it. I don't do it because they are all asking you, "Have you thought of this? Have you thought of that?" Yeah. Well, I did, and that's why I post it because I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But you get all the answers which we also looked at. Yeah.
Everyone's an expert on social media.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah.
that's noticeable on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's worse on TikTok. It's worse. Now I'm going to put myself on the dartboard in the bullseye. I got a small clip sent to me. Look at, I've got some orbs. So I told him, well, I don't want to be rude, but I think it's dust and moist. No, it's a ghost, an orb of a ghost. That's what he said. So the only reaction I could say, don't go that road. I don't, and I didn't get further. No, I can't handle it.
We got a comment. Interesting point you're all making, if I may say so. When it comes to evidence, the one thing I will say is I do not agree with it. All right, that's a weird
Yeah.
sentence. Me. And I know this is not my native tongue, but this is a weird sentence to me. I will say to
Yeah.
the client or the that word.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not my native tongue. I can't get those words out of my mouth.
I know where it's coming from. I do know
I
where it's
didn't
coming
make
from.
it do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, to be honest with you, unless you're a participant of the experience, no one really can comment on that person's experience. But like I said, because you weren't there, whether it's psychological, paranormal, you cannot take someone's experience away from them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I saw a comment this afternoon about hearing your voice called, and you explained very nicely. It's yes. It's a form of tinnitus, and my mother has a hearing problem, and she's almost deaf. And when it started to show, she will hear things, and someone's calling her, mumbling, and she reacted to something. So if you haven't had any test done to your ears, it can be tinnitus.
I have
Yeah,
heard
because
voices.
a few years back, I was in hospital when I had a stroke a few years back, and I was talking to a paramedic woman, and we got quite well actually, and regarding what I did and things. She was quite intrigued by it because she told me a few stories about in the ambulances and things, and she wrote about hearing voices. You might be on your own and think, I had someone call my name, and you look around, there's no one there. And she said that's actually a form of tinnitus. What happens is you get the sound waves reverberating in the eardrums, and what'll happen, your brain cannot make sense of it. So it puts it into a format you can recognise. Being 9 out of 10 times your own name being called.
Yeah, but what happens when somebody else hears your name as well?
That's more interesting, that one. I can't explain that one.
So I did actually hear it. I was hosting at News to Davy with Barry John. We were just leaving the building. So I just went through the door I'd got his sister behind me, and Barry was behind, and that was it. We were the only humans there. As I passed through the doorway, I heard my name clearly go, Jackie. I looked back, didn't say anything. Amanda was behind me, and she said, I just heard a lady call your name, Jackie. And I didn't even give it any indication I'd heard anything.
That is
so
interesting.
For both of us to hear it, and
Then it gets
obviously,
interesting.
and it didn't sound like Barry, and it wasn't Barry.
Well,
call your name.
Yeah,
I had it as well during an investigation. I clearly heard my name. They yelled out, "Hey, Mary!" So I called out, but I had my voice recorder and I recorded it. So it wasn't tinnitus, but it could be if I didn't record it.
Yeah.
But it is investigating worth.
But this is what it's all about. It's having a general discussion about what it could or couldn't be. It's civilized. It's how it should be.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. You know what? I write my experiences on Facebook. I'll go out. I'll have encounters. I can't write everything. Some of the investigations which I go to are so crazy. Like I was at Haunted Antiques the other week, and we had a 55-minute conversation through Lady Amanda, who was chancing, of this guy who's a killer, basically. And it was the most incredible conversation. We got his birthday out, we got the names of the victims, and we got other information and things about his personality, where he lived, and quite loads of information. And stuff like that you can't put out because of the nature of it. And also, he's going to leave you anyway, you know. And I'm not bothered, but that was so amazing and incredible just to witness things. And there's other things I've witnessed. So, I'll do a write-up and I'll mention, we might have encountered this spirit. And if later on down the road somebody else goes, yeah, I spoke to that spirit at that place. Wow. That's all you need, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm there most weekends as well.
Yeah.
It is an interesting location, actually, I must admit.
Oh, it is brilliant. Yeah, Neil was there during the whole process, so it was a good one.
Yeah, I remember a clip where you put a clown suit to jump scare the giant. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
It's
yeah, well, are you going to have a walk round? And I usually do, and I thought, oh, sod it, I'll walk round for TikTok. So there I was filming on TikTok, and you walk in the room through the door, the camera was facing the clown, which is like a full-size life body of a clown, you know. It sits there, and often you think something's in it, but it never is. Then it comes running at you, doesn't it? I just carried on holding the camera. I didn't run, and then I realised quickly who it was.
I've always wanted to do that.
That's what I like about the people I associate with. You know,
Cases.
Yeah.
You're going to get more activity because of it as well, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, these people are looking for us ways searching for. I believe treat them as if they're still alive. I don't like calling things spirits. I think it's derogatory. You don't go to a place and go, yo, you.
I don't know what to call them. What do
no, I talk to like physical people if they're still there. But let's say you see them all the time saying spirits this, spirits that. But you don't go to a person in the street and say if you know the name or the character's name, but just ask as residents or something like that. A spirit goes, it's like derogatory in a way. It's like, going, oi, you, it. Oh, what are you? I mean, these people in the previous life had identities. And if you don't know, imagine that kind of thing. Talk to me. I mean, we're talking about people who lived a long time ago who had manners and common sense drilled into them.
Oh God,
Yeah.
no.
So
Yeah.
we're coming along to them now going, antagonising people and stuff like that. And they're going to respond to that. I think
Nice.
I think you can catch more with I think you can catch more with honey than you are with shit and sugar. So if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm not using that terminology
Absolutely.
all the time. Shit and sugar. But I see that's the problem with the paranormal. A lot of respect to it. I'm not having to go at anybody in particular. But treat these individuals whether they have maybe there might not be anything there at all. But if there is a chance there is something there, use that bit of respect. I mean, it doesn't cost a penny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was at a location at the weekend,
And you
and it's
realize they're dead.
hall near me, and picked up on this gentleman, and I actually got some pains. So I've started picking up pains of how they pass generally. So I picked up a pain, and I sort of visualized this person sitting there, and I started speaking to thin air. And I've got 2 pieces of kit there, and I was asking more and more questions, getting more and more responses, and a lady was actually watching my interaction with the thin air. But I find I get questions in my head, which what's happening, sort of thing. And I felt so sorry for him, but just acknowledging that person. And I was really tearful at the end because of what that person had been through. And then like you put that on social media and think, oh, that's rubbish, whatever. But
do you think
it was an incredible moment.
Yeah, I mean, do you think a lot of these residents, I'll say call them residents of these locations people visit, I mean, do you think they're reluctant to come forward because how we act?
Definitely. But you want to come
Shane.
forward? Some of them.
Yeah.
Shane dropped. He dropped.
Paranormal.
Paranormal activity in the life.
Quite frankly, if I were dead and like I was at Haunted Antiques and like I just feel like the spirits just sit back and think, oh, what we got in tonight, and I'd be like that. And if people do call me spirit, it's like, what the hell? Who's that? Spirit? What? Where? And it's like, really? And I don't know. I think they suss you out and you suss them out in a way.
I think it's like dogs have got a sense. They know good people from bad people. And you tend to find, I think, with the locations people go, it's like the best way to describe this is like an argument, for example. And you might not have been in a room where the arguments were taking place, but you walk into that room after the argument, you can sense something's happening.
Yeah,
it's like kind of spider sense people have. And I think and I think with the technology people use these days, it blinds people to it all. People are so obsessed with flashing lights and things up bleep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I used to know my pub what was happening. So, like, you'd always know if something was going to kick off. And there's one specific night, and like I hadn't got many in, and I sort of looked around each person, and there's nothing with them. They were fine. And I said to my mate, I said, "There's something wrong. You can feel something wrong." And it kicked off outside. Somebody was just passing the pub, and something happened there, and I just knew something was going to happen, and I was really good at that. My ex never understood, but if you run a pub, it's a handy thing to have, and you can't really mention it. It's just odd, isn't it? Just to pick up changes in.
It is. It's like a spider sense.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's like a superpower.
Hi, Willow.
She has to get ready for her own interview.
Yeah.
So I am now stuck in the attic.
Poor
interview
you.
my wife, and she's going to sit downstairs. My wife. So I asked her if she wants to let me out before she starts. I'm gonna be very stuck.
Yes. For you.
Let me out. So.
Okay. Real promise or pinky promise?
She promised me to let me out. So.
If you behave.
Never.
Well, you've done some investigations in groups, but also together. Can you tell something about certain locations you've done together?
Well,
Oh, we. I
really
think
haunted
now.
antiques, isn't it, really?
Obviously, we did the odd antiques. We also took the castle, weren't we?
And Gresley.
And Grizzly. You've done that quite a few times, Grizzly.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. The
there's quite a few.
Tutbury was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a shame. So it's absolutely gorgeous castle in ruins a lot of the way, but they had got a main hall and they got an upstairs with a roof and everything, and it had beautiful furniture in it. And the lady who sort of ran it, Leslie, she did a lot of characterization of the Queens of England or different characters through the history, and she's really good at it and still is. And she's got these beautiful costumes, so they were there as well, but she and her husband have actually left the building now. So it's actually owned, I believe, by the king. And it's just left. Yeah. It's not open. It's just... And everything's been sold from it. So, like, all the furniture's gone, all the curtains, everything. So...
Yeah, from what I understood, it was misfunded. It was misfunded, weren't it, apparently?
It was.
I heard it misfunded, yeah.
I'm not sure.
But no, it's a beautiful castle. You tend to find as well, if it's owned by the king, the crown, it's not. If it's open to a public, it's normally free entry.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything with it, are they? Well,
no, unless they're deciding what to do with it.
Yeah, it's a shame that they just can't get something together. But a lot of its heart's been ripped out because this lady, you know, she was on a TV show. She sort of drew a lot of people there, and then you see
the TV show. The TV show we won't mention.
Yeah, there's got a lot of people involved into.
I know there's one costume Leslie doesn't have.
Have you bought it?
That's a clown costume.
Yeah, that's true. I've got a few costumes as well. Really good. But hey,
I would make a really good ghost.
Jump scaring everyone in your clown costume.
Hypothetically speaking, then, if you was to be a ghost for 24 hours, what would you do, Shane?
Ooh. Probably walk through all walls because I want to see what happens. Just to see what happens.
And ironically, after a 24 hours up, you forget you can no longer walk through walls, but you still try.
Yeah, probably. Knowing me? Yeah, definitely.
How about you, Mary?
You're like, crap, I forgot.
Yeah.
I probably will watch him walk through walls because I need to see it. And if he forgot, bang. If I stop laughing, I will help him. Yeah.
I'll probably stand like this. Do it again.
Yeah, with my phone, yeah.
What about you, Jacqueline?
I'm going to annoy a skeptic. Like, if you know, you've got people who don't believe in it and stuff, and you just go and like really piss them off. You know, you do all the poltergeist stuff, wouldn't you?
Yeah, wow.
I mean, Shane, you've just given me an idea then as well, Shane, with your phone. Because as you know, today, no one talks to anybody these days. Everybody's too focused facing the phone all the time. Now, are we going to get a stage where modern ghost hunters and investigators are going to get to a stage where we won't be able to contact anybody because all these ghosts have social anxiety because they talk through a phone?
They'll all be texting each other, won't they? That's what I mean. Text, is anyone here? Let's see what you get.
If it's something actually answers.
New experiment then, isn't it? You know.
Or a spirit board on your phone.
Yeah, or put it on the camera and ask to make a selfie from us.
Yeah.
I've done that. It is right, that works? Because everyone you see these days, from young mothers pushing prams everywhere, everyone's walking down the street, everyone's got a face and a phone all the time. And no one talks to anybody on the streets.
People walking like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like zombies.
Some of them as well. They're so close to the screen as well. They're like that. They're doing braille with the nose.
Yeah.
It just
I can
seems
sit like
with
this. I can still read.
yeah, these things can be good. These can be brilliant machines, but they're making people unsociable. Social media is making people unsocial.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's invented for that. To
Yeah.
hypnotize you and get you addicted to the screen. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I forget mine all the time.
Yeah, I've got to post what I've had for dinner. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to tell people I've been to the toilet. I've got to do that. Yes.
Yeah, what I'm going to cook and what I bought in the store. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been people. I mean, I've posted things myself. I've seen things I've found quite amusing, and but I don't put everything I do on social media. I mean, it can get a bit much. I mean, you depends on time as well. People have pictures of food, but don't show you a picture of food after they've eaten it, do they? After it comes back out.
No.
Yeah.
Quick scroll.
What do people consider to be acceptable content on social media? Because there's a lot of stuff getting taken down what shouldn't be taken down, and some crap stuff stays on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't even tell you what they've taken down. No, I just had a warning against my group. They've taken down a post by a group.
Yeah.
And they've gone, oh, it's been overshared or something. Well, what is it? You know, like, give me a clue. Yeah. I can't remember it being posted.
It's offended somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, they reported it, and it's taken down. One time we had a picture posted on things, and it looked like the spirit of a child, and I got a block for 2 weeks because I posted child pornography. So I almost pissed my pants. I thought they were mad because there was a child-like figure in it. Yeah.
And then you'll get something like animal cruelty, and it goes through.
Yeah.
It's actually balmy. I mean, who's checking us? Who's actually checking social media for content like this? I mean, it's just
bots, isn't it? You know, it's not even people. Like, the number of fake pages, like, there's a lot around. There's a TV show called The Dragon's Den in the UK. And at the moment, there's a lot of advertisements on Facebook, The Dragon's Den, only it's spelt wrong. It's not them. And they're selling a product. No, they're not. They're scamming you. You can't report it. It's not allowed, you know. And, but they also pay for it to be sponsored as well. The Facebook getting money. So
it's like that blue tick you can have now on social media.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
I just can't see the point of it.
Yeah, I remember somebody who had that, one of our mutual friends, Barry.
Yes. This particular individual, he'd have a opinion on everything, but when he confronted on this opinion, he did it respectably. He didn't like it. And he used to bombard people with crap and all sorts of stuff. I mean, we say we both know this person, don't we, Jacqueline? And he's gone now, but he do seem to get the odd one or two popping up every now and again, and it caused a bit of a skirmish, and then bugger off hide behind a keyboard again.
Yeah, it was.
I don't get those people.
No.
Yeah, I just blocked and that's it. It's funny, but.
Well, I do get invites from Zach Bagans, and I think it's legit. Because they have 300 followers. Yeah.
I can beat that one. I got a spend request of Taylor Swift. I'm sure it was genuine because I had a picture of it. Yeah.
Honestly, if I got a friend request from Zach and it was the real one, I wouldn't accept it because I can't be arsed with him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't accept it too because I think he's boring. Yeah.
Interested. #demon. No, forget it. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I try to watch Destination, what he now has on TV, Destination of the Damned, something like that, and you only hear his voice. So I try to watch because I like to see those locations. I tried it 3 days in a row, but I fell asleep after 5 to 10 minutes because of him talking. Yeah.
Go. So what kind of stuff do you watch on TV then, paranormal wise?
What do I watch? I like to know to watch Destination Fear. Why? Because they claim they are alone, but I've seen 2 or 3 times a shadow of a camera guy in the same room, so they aren't alone. And that's what I'm watching just to debunk it. In the beginning, I watched Help My House is Haunted. But since they gone into the demon road, I don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
And since he's starting to coloring his nails, and so I'm done with that. Yeah, so it's not much that I watch.
Yeah, mention the D word and that's it. It turns me off altogether.
Yeah.
Yes, it reminds me of Mr. Vegans. He doesn't encounter a demon often, but when he does it every episode.
Do you remember a TV program years ago called Ghost Watch?
Yeah.
No.
This one, I've actually got it here. This is my copy. Ghost Watch.
Oh my God! Wow, incredible!
I've had that a long time. This was aired many, many years ago, and it was created like as a documentary. And we had Michael Aspel, who was a respectable broadcaster, and he was a face behind the main program. We had other characters were involved, and they were investigating an house live, and the family living in it, and everything kicked off in this house. And to a point, actually, someone committed suicide because of that.
Oh,
seriously?
Wow.
Yeah, seriously. But no, that is it's quite a rare thing to get hold of these days. But I've had this copy a long time.
Oh well, the thing was, this actually, I mentioned this in my book, which will hopefully one day get published, but it's with the publishers at the moment. It's some well-known TV characters at the time. So it's a well-known guy who did interviews and documentaries, and some well-known TV people from children's TV. And all of a sudden, one gets into his ghost house, and it's traumatic watching. But anybody who, back in the day, they used to have a TV magazine, and it said it was a documentary.
Yeah.
Or so the clue was there, but the way they did it it as a live. So they made out it was live filming.
Yeah.
So people thought that this was really happening. And it was emotional because these personalities were so loved within the TV. Because back in those days, we did all watch TV. That was all there was. And we only had
Michael Parkinson would be the series presenter.
He was the series presenter, yeah. And, he sort of interviewed all the top stars. He was up there. And she was she was like Yvette Fielding on Blue Peter, wasn't she? She was on that show.
She was more credible.
You have to excuse me for a minute. I have to blow my nose. I didn't bring a hanky.
Oh, bless you.
I muted her. Just to be sure. You never know.
Yeah, we don't want sound effects, do we?
Oh, shit. My light's gone off. Bear with me, my light's gone off.
What are you doing?
I pulled my light off.
Oh, you have had your haircut, haven't you? It's all gone.
Have I?
Yeah. Well, short at the back.
I always have short back. I always have short back and sides.
Do you? Yeah, I haven't seen you for a bit.
It grows back so quickly. I can't believe I kicked the light. I put myself in a little corner in the office. And I was saying, a program I used to love watching, and you probably guys don't know if you've seen this. Great British Ghosts.
I have heard of that.
That is they only did 2 series because the series that most people tend to find is the second series, which is that one.
Wow.
But Great British Ghosts, the first series, that one, that was edited for the States to get this, believe it or not. Even though it's called Great British Ghosts, couldn't get it in this country. I had to get it from America.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, and this, the thing liked about this, she didn't investigate the locations. She actually looked at the location, investigated, interviewed people who had experiences at these locations, make it more credible as well. She weren't one of
Yeah.
these people who go in and scream at everything. She just wanted to find out why and what happens.
Hmm.
And
Don't you
must
think
admit,
there's too? Don't you
I
think
did
there's
hear
too
of it.
many? Don't you think there's too much around where people are just screaming at stuff?
that's why I like this one. That's why I like
Quite
this.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, these are supposed to be seasoned paranormal investigators at TV every
Did they just
week.
scream?
They hear a squeak or a mouse and they're legging it. The thing you need to do,
Yeah.
if you hear a noise, you go towards a noise, you don't run away from it.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just
Unless-
odd,
unless
isn't it?
Unless your name is Scott C. Wilson, then you walk away.
He's funny. I like Scott.
Well,
Scott to bits.
I mean,
No,
you get
you
I
noise.
walk
walked away. One time here in,
run?
I didn't run. I walked away, and I go back very often, but I was on a point to run because it was so scary.
Wow. Incredible.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
she
was
doesn't run
really
that fast.
scary.
That's
What?
because I've never been to locations that scared me. Never.
I live in Arnhem. Yeah, I live in Arnhem, so there were lots of fights here, and the prison ward let out the prisoners, and in the middle of the city, the Germans were holding watch and shot everyone they saw running.
Yeah.
So there's lots of running through the woods. And one investigation, I heard something running fast towards me in between trees. And it's humanly unimpossible. If it was a wolf or something like that, it was possible, but it was something with two legs. And it startled me. It startled me a lot. And I didn't see anything, but the sound, it was so creepy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's weird. I mean, I've only ever had one experience in Holland. I went so many years ago when my dad was alive. He used to take me quite a lot because my dad used to work for British Rail. And what they used to do, they used to have ferries, sea-link ferries. So you used to get free passes across all the time. I love ferries. I love the water, you see. I've got a thing for water. And
I love the water at Sea-Link back in the day. Oh.
I remember sea-link, but owned by British Rail. Yeah, and I used to be on them all the time. And the first time I went to Holland, I went to Ostend. And stayed in this little hotel room. And I'd go into a bathroom to get washed. I'd come out of the bathroom, there was a sock on my bed. And it wasn't my sock. But it was like a red and black dark blue stripy sock. Like a school tie, basically. And it wasn't on my bed when I went into the bathroom. And the door was locked, so I thought, how the hell's that gone there? Just like a normal sock. Blue red stripy sock.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I have to think of Harry Potter. Dobby. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
Hey, I can be
I
Barry
try
Potter.
to be serious. Yeah. Master gave Dobby a sock.
Yeah. I'll be Barry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't be showing the wand. I went on to Monty Python filming. I'm going to say, I'm about to say biggest dickers.
Oh,
Can you say that? Can you say that these days?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
so don't worry.
I used to love Monty Python. I must
Oh,
admit.
it's brilliant. Yeah,
Yes.
it really was.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning of life. Life of
Yeah,
life.
that's it. I mean, these are characters, people we've been contacting many years, and we can tell these people have sense of humour. So why wouldn't we treat them like that? There's no need to go
Yeah.
into buildings and like derogatory and stuff, camps and stuff, and try to abuse people and insult them. No, you don't get anywhere by doing that.
No, exactly.
Use your sense of humour. Use what you've got. Use your senses.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Exactly.
works for me. But that's
Yeah.
something I noticed in all investigations we do. If you have fun and you still film, you
Yeah.
record the most EVPs that there is
Yeah.
because you're having fun.
Yeah. Could you imagine you're a ghost? See, if you're walking, you're onto the building for 200 years, for example. You're wandering around on your own. You hear somebody shouting and swearing and things. You're like, I'm staying away from them. But if you're laughing like a party going on, you think, I want to see what's going on. You want to be, it draws you to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you want to be part of it.
Yeah, exactly. What the laughing's all about.
I dare say it's the same for the other side as well. I mean, they want to be parts of something. I mean, they've been on for such a long time. I mean, invite them in.
Yeah.
Agreed. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely agreed. You also do a podcast.
Do a podcast, yes. That's one of the things I've done. I've got my own show called Frankish Speaking, which is gone to Roku TV now on the Ghost Planet Network. And I did the first episode quite some time back now, actually. And East Drive in Pontefract. Carol, she's the caretaker for next door, and she actually runs the place.
Yeah, I've met her now.
Yeah, and that's got some good reviews as well on it. That's and I've done another episode which I interviewed Neil, actually, the owner of the Ghost Planet Network, and he's yet to put that on yet. That's going on anytime soon. But what I'm doing as well, I'm interviewing people not online on StreamYard or anything like that, but I'm interviewing at their location where they want to be, where they feel most comfortable. So
Nice.
I visit them.
Very nice.
Yeah. So every background scene is different, and we can always take me for a little walk around as well. If there's something they want me to see, we can back part of the interview as well.
Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, something different as the StreamYard talks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I think StreamYard's good. I mean, but it has become very restricted recently because, I mean, during COVID times and that, StreamYard was a thing to use and everything was brilliant on it, but we have restricted it quite a lot by now.
Well, Facebook doesn't work for me. It goes out onto my Paranormal Path, but it won't go out to things. Like I just went live the other night and it just bombed out straight away from things. And the only difference is the time zone.
Yeah.
So if for some reason StreamYard and Facebook between them work out that things is a different time zone.
Yeah.
It should be a matter though, should it? Because when we
it's silly, isn't it?
done it again. My light's gone off again.
Oh, where?
Ah.
I'm not even touching the button. I've got a button below my seat. I'm not even touching it, and it's paranormal stuff's happening.
Can you turn it off again, please?
To get it, I've got to go really low down to reach it.
That's
Okay.
It is weird.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Please.
Don't encourage it. Oh,
You also done some podcasts together.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about that one.
And what's that about? Different subjects or just talking about your adventures? What are they about?
Anything and everything.
Subjects, and it's like what's happening at the time, or different things really, and just chatting.
What start us off as paranormal ends up talking something different.
At least you have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it just goes where it goes, doesn't it?
I mean, the structure's good, but it's like me and Tom when we used to do radio shows on Pulse Top Radio.
Yeah.
And each episode was an hour and a half long. We had a script. We know what we're talking about. Whoever the guest was, we'll talk about we'd find questions relevant to that guest, and we'd talk about things like that. And half of the time, you never asked half the questions because you ran out of time, because we talked about other things as well. And the way we looked at it, we said to people, because we forgot. People are a bit nervous about using radios at the time and social media because it was proper radio work. And we used to say to people, don't look at it as your radio, people listening to you. Look at it like you're talking to friends in a pub, chat around a table. That's the best way to look at it. Mm-hmm. And whatever comes in your head, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And that's how it ended up, basically, for 5.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But those episodes are still out to listen to as well on Mixcloud.
They are brilliant. Yeah, I used to look forward to them.
And the amount of guests we spoke to all from the entire planet, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
There's
I
one
mean, I do miss
episode.
those. I do miss those days.
There's one episode where you interviewed someone who did ufology from the UK, and
Yeah.
I was on holiday with my mum-in-law, and we're in Cleethorpes, which is right near the coast, so we're right in front of the sea. In the car, listening to those two talk about UFOs, because she had sort of witnessed a lot, in Cleethorpes, and it's fascinating. It was good. Yeah.
I did find something about Cleethorpes as well, because I witnessed it myself at Cleethorpes, ironically. We're walking down the front at one night. It was about staying at the Premier Inn, which is further down where Pleasure Island used to be.
That's
And
where
you can park across the front of a seat. There's massive loads of parking spaces. And one night I could see this light in the sky. It was making no noise at all. I thought, it's hovering. What is it? And I went to have a nose at it, and it was a chap with a drone. This drone was huge. It was flying to about midnight, and it had like a couple of little green lights on it flickering. But apart from that, unless you looked at it, you wouldn't know it was there. And flying it, just taking aerial views of his camera on it, and doing some kind of like scenery of the sea at night time.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, I can't control a remote control helicopter. Man, I've never had a drone.
No.
I've got one. I've had it 2 years. I've never took it out of its box.
I think as well in the UK as well, you're restricted to be able to use them now as well. You've got to be licensed to use them now.
Well, actually, I bought it in 2020.
Hmm.
So there you go.
Have you got a permit for it?
It's just in its box still, yeah. Yeah, I do need to sort out a license, and I do need to have a go with it. But I was worried about them coming back to you, but they come back to you.
Yeah, I had one, but I broke it. So.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
I crashed it.
I would crash a drone myself. I'm not a handy. Not at all.
They were the small little things of propellers. They're not even protected. So they're not very strong things.
No.
I had a small one, and it was too small. So if the wind was blowing too hard, it was gone. It was like,
poor drone.
No, it's gone again. God damn it! So I had to run that way.
One of my friends had one, and when it went out of charge, it came back to him.
No,
I
mine
thought,
doesn't.
Mine does.
Yeah, it's controlling it like so. I'm thinking, hold on, it's quick. I'm not doing that. It just came back and landed in front of him. How was it not allowed to do that?
Yeah, because it's got so much battery and it knows. And it comes back to a spot as well. So, yeah, I've got one of those. I think.
I mean, for castles and things like that, for aerial shots, it'd be good for stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Zip it up and take some good shots. It'd be good for things like that. But like I said, these days in the UK, there's so many restrictions.
people
Yeah, they
hate
are.
them
Yes.
because it's the privacy side of things, isn't it now?
Yeah.
And people are using them to see where they can break into places. And
The thing about it is, though, these days you can get anything on social media. You can get anything Google Earth. You can go anywhere in the world on Google Earth.
Right.
So there's nothing really sacred anymore.
No,
no, that's right. Yeah.
too. When I see a drone flying, I usually go like, bye. I know there's a camera on there. I always wave to those things.
Yeah. We have them as well, and most of the drones are police drones.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
They come over, yeah.
the professional ones.
Wow.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
don't have those yet, but no doubt they will.
I've seen.
No, give it 6 months. You have
I've
them.
seen police using down there actually in my work, and
Have you? Wow.
got a big case. He took it straight up. I thought he could control it quite well, and we looked up in the sky. Thought he's got it off of it about God knows how many feet up in the air it is. It's just stuck there, thinking, wow, there's a bit of skill there.
Yeah.
It's very hard to fly those things.
Yes.
It's all
Yeah.
opposite from each other. My brain does not cope with that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
weird that way. Yeah, I know you can get phones now. You can attach them to.
Boat.
Yeah.
I used to have a boat and I couldn't get. You steer one way and it went the other.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
can go on a boat. That's no problem. But the drone is a very different story.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
I can steer a boat perfectly. That's no problem.
Oh.
Yeah. I must admit, I do like my sailing.
It was weird because you've got it's like the river's flowing, moving, and then your boat, so you're trying to keep it where you want it to be when, you know, the river's going one way and you're going another, and yeah, it's a bit weird at first.
Yeah.
It's even better. Even better in more in it. We gotta get just right at the beginning.
Oh.
I've spent a few times. I must admit, I spent a few hours on the rivers, like something, and in them as well.
Yeah.
I had a boat for about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, that's good. Little cabin cruiser.
Yeah,
So.
I'm not doing rubber dinghy now.
Well,
Oi!
Is there any investigation that stayed with you for being creepy, being very interesting?
I had an experience years ago. We weren't an investigation, but it's this one particular happened to me when I was younger and I was at school. It wasn't this big 6 week holidays. You have summer holidays in this country, and it's a big stretch. So everything changed. It's mainly been having it for when you change to go to a bigger school, or the next school up.
Mhm.
And we'd gone on an outward bound course for a week, and basically get parents to get rid of us. And where's Mary gone?
I have no
Hi,
idea where
thank
she.
you.
Oh, there she is again. I think she
Yeah,
clicked the wrong
and
button.
I just remember it. The place we went to was a old military hospital, and like wooden barracks, huts and things. And they told us during the war times what happened is the train track nearby, which was no longer there, but it was visible where it was. The train used to come with supplies and look after this hospital place where the barracks were, because it was like for people with recovering from war injuries or end of life term care. And the dorms we were sleeping in were used as the actual wards. And I always remember those a boys' dorm, a girls' dorm, and a recreational dorm. And we all did those things and whatnot. And one of them, they told us about a story about a ghost. And we was playing games one night, and this is the days before internet and things like that. So we're playing board games and snooker pool and things like that. And we looked out the window, and where the tree line was, which is probably less than 700 yards away from the barracks building, and you can see these blue lights about 4 foot off the ground, 4 or 5 foot off the ground. We're swaying together like turquoise colour, like lovely turquoise teal colour. And we looked and we didn't know what worked, because during that day we'd been down there. And because this camp was in the middle of nowhere, so no street lights or anything, and we didn't know what it was. So the wardens ushered us back into our dorms and trying to work out what it was. So a couple went out to look to find the source of this. They couldn't find anything. So one of the wardens, he actually looked a bit like Tom Selleck off Magnum. So we used to call him Magnum for a laugh. And he came back, locking one of the gates up, and he says he saw this woman wearing a brown smock type dress. She was about 6 foot tall. She weighed a wooden yoke on her shoulders with wooden lamps on it. And apparently she looked right at him and just disappeared.
Wow.
wow.
And he told us this story the morning after, because he wanted to leave. He went. We didn't see him ever since. And he'd say this woman just looked at him and just vanished, gone. But the thing about what she said about her is she was over 6 foot tall. And now the rumour was the ghost haunts the places. Many years ago, a nurse was crushed by supplies on front of these trains, near the train tracks, where the train tracks were. Some stuff toppled from a carriage and hit her, killed her unfortunately. But she still does her duties. She walks around apparently she walks around the dorms as well. So that night, each toilet block was the end of each dorm. No one went to the toilet beyond. So I'm in the toilet. I don't want to go. I do. Come with me. But we never saw it. After that, we never saw anything in the tail of her. But the story what we were told was phenomenal. I mean, he said she was so clear and visual, and she looked solid until she just went.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's where he said she looked at him, so as if she was aware of his existence.
Yeah.
You don't normally get from a ghost encounter.
No.
Normally a ghost
Definitely.
encounter replay of something what's happened, like a replay. But it's that's always stayed with me as that one. And in a way, that's probably encouraged me to delve into paranormal. It's probably encouraged it, if anything. to find
Yeah.
answers.
Understandably. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
To this day, I still remember it.
It's very cool.
I would love to go. Thing is, I would love to go back to this place because I lived up north at the time. It was about a 2-hour coach drive, but I don't know where it was. So if anybody's listening in the UK now or know where this place is, please let me know because I want to go back.
You never know. Maybe.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, because at the time, it'd be 2 hours on a coach, you think, oh, this is boring. But 2 hours these days is nothing. But as a kid on a coach, you're bored out your tree and are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Yeah.
A total different atmosphere, a totally different story altogether. But I would love to go back to it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Jacqueline?
I've had loads of encounters. This is the thing, and I think I'd probably go with one of my last ones, which was kind of traumatic for me. So there's a place in Nottingham, and it's just shut down, but they started doing paranormal there. And before I was born, there was actually a murder in that area, and a pub landlord got murdered in 1963. He took his dog for a walk, and by 12:15, he was dead just outside the pub. And I don't know why, but this story's always fascinated me. So then I hear of this location, and I look on the map thinking, oh, is it near this pub? And he looked round the corner. It was across the road from it. So then I was intrigued, really, because it was an unsolved murder. I was intrigued in trying to find out about it. And I think my main aim of the whole, because I went a few times, was to try and find out who the murderer was. And that was it. But the thing was, that wasn't why I was actually drawn there. Only the last 2 investigations which I did there, which was on a Friday and Saturday, I just got the last bookings I could. There's a friend went into trance, and he came through as my past life, trying to get out an oubliette. So an oubliette is a castle. You can be in a castle or something like that, and they basically chuck prisoners down there to die.
Mhm.
So basically, right in front of my eyes, my friend was trancing, and he brought my previous life coming through saying, get me out of here, and screaming to come out. And I was watching this, and my friend, who's a medium, a really good medium, she was coming out with what was happening. You know, like, I was saying things like, oh my God. And I knew what was happening. And she was going into the description of it. So she, you know, for her to be picking up so it wasn't my imagination. And it was weird because I was trying to film it. And the camera went, didn't it? The battery went. Oh yeah, it had 3 bars out of 4 afterwards. But no, it didn't work. So I have got it on my phone, but it's not as good, and it was dark. But not only did he come through my past life, then the guy who killed me in the past life came through as well, apologising to me. And it's the most mind-blowing, really.
Yeah, I can
And
understand.
like both nights, on the Saturday, there's a great medium called Gary Fields, and he's got a friend who sort of tunes in remotely, and she phoned, and she picked up about she picked up about him. She picked up he was there. And then on the second night, as soon as like I walked in the building, the medium I mentioned the second night, she sort of said to me, oh, you've got that gentleman with you. And I said, who have got with me? And she says, the judge. Well, the judge is the guy I worked for in the past life. And then, you know, for my past life to come through and me to have a conversation with that. Yeah.
That is weird,
Yeah.
to say the least.
It's the fact that what I didn't realise, like I thought this past life story had gone. I thought I'd got rid of it, it had gone. But then I booked there, not realising I booked to go to Salutation twice, where he also turns up, and the National Justice Museum, where he's a judge there. So I am actually at the salutation on Saturday. I was there like 3 weeks ago, and straight away a medium. I take different people to these locations. Don't say anything. So a medium walked in and she says, "John's here. He's well dressed. He's a gentleman, but he's not a gentleman." And she came out with more specific information, which tied it down to this. And he just stood there all night watching. And he does sometimes. He just watches. And
Ooh,
yeah,
creepy.
I don't know if he'll turn up. I don't know if he'll turn up on this week or not. And then I'm in the National Justice Museum, which is where I was flung down the oubliette in the past life. And even Brian J. Kano has seen me overshadowed by him when I've been there, because he, the judge will overshadow me sometimes, and it's crazy. It really is. The encounters I've had with this one particular spirit. I've even seen me. So the judge is in a court, and the court is still there. I've even sat in his chair and seen me in the dock, standing there as my past life, and that was through his eyes, and it's mad, isn't it?
That is.
It is.
And you've got no proof, you've got no evidence of any of this.
Nope.
Wow.
But I have just got the people around me who encounter him, and like I book these private invests, and like, oh God, he's here again. It's like, oh shit, sorry, I don't want to make it into the Just John show again, but yeah, he's like. And I'm doing a public event there soon, and that's kind of worrying in case you just get too close.
No, it's like you mentioned. It's like you mentioned, Jacqueline. It's like you mentioned oubliettes. Now, a lot of people don't realise that there's a fact about an oubliette. I mean, you mentioned the lowest part of a castle is a dungeon. Now, an oubliette was a lower part than that. It was a pit with a few into, as you mentioned, to forget about you. But all oubliettes were in earshot of the main part of the castle. So whoever was in the oubliette could still hear the everyday hustle and bustle of the daily living of a castle. And what's more, a lot of the toilet waste end up in the oubliette with you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, not nice at all. I mean, this was these are places designed for you were in there, you never came out alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forgot about you. It's French to mean to forget.
As I was researching my book, it was only more recently I realised how I ended my life in my past life. I found out that in 2015, the National Justice Museum found the oubliette. They uncovered it, and they actually wanted to search it, but I don't think they ever got the funds to search it. So technically, is my past life still lying down there?
I could go down and dig it up for you.
You can't get down there. Well, you can get down, but you can't get back up again. But I have sat. There's a grill above it, and I have sat there and had a stone thrown at me before.
Yeah. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, I have potted, I've caved before. So, tight spaces, squeeze that for me.
I've got an issue with caves. I've always freaked out at caves, so you know why. But but it's mad, isn't it? And
it just makes you wonder how history forgets about people. I mean, a lot of these people into these dungeons never ever saw the day of life again, and people don't know who these people were, but they never recorded or made a list of these people.
No, that's right.
True.
If you was accused of a crime in those days, for example, say if even just stole a turnip off the Baron's food cart or whatever, you'd get sent to nobody. You could get hanged for it even. And there were no recordings that made for until like the late 1700s, 1800s, where things started getting recorded down and that, so we knew who got hanged and where and when. In a lot of cases, people got forgot about, but people don't know if it existed.
Even so, it's like this was the 1800s, when my demise was. But through like loads of investigations on this judge, and this was even before that I knew I had past life links with him. He often came through at the locations around Nottingham. Like he turned up at 3 pubs, and he turned up at the jail and where he lived as well. So you go to these places, and like all of a sudden this same spirit arrives at these different locations, and I never realised for 1 minute that I actually have past life links with him, which is it's so mind blowing. But it is kind of been part of my paranormal journey, really, ever since I've sort of got crazily carried away by it. But, you know, and we sort of got that this judge, like, he deliberately found people guilty because he got to deal with the executioner.
Mm.
And they used to put executions right on the steps of the main courthouse in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone, like, enjoyed it. They bought tickets. They had bets. They had, you know, and it was a day out, wasn't it?
That's it. A lot of people thought it was entertainment.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean,
Crazy.
In this day and age, I mean, people see. I mean, imagine if we had social media back in them days. Everybody would be able to phone him. It'd be on TikTok. It'd be on YouTube.
Yeah. Be on everything.
Yeah.
And people would give it likes and following of somebody else's demise. Mm.
Yeah.
It just seems to be. It just seems that people these days are hell bent on other people's misery.
Oh, it's shocking.
They are.
I mean, human beings as a whole, in general, throughout history, we are so destructive. We can be so creative as well. We can create brilliant things, but yet we can destroy things as well, just as brilliantly.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what I want to do, that's why I do a paranormal thing. If I can bring something a little good into the world again and create a bit of positivity, even after I want it to carry on long after I've gone, if it'll do that, but you never know. I mean, create a bit, I won't say a legacy, but a bit of a positivity. I mean, I think a paranormal would be good to me, so I want to give it something back. And I think it's only fair. And by doing Paranormal, I think it's a good way to start somewhere, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to join in that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Advertise it, share it, and do it. Just whatever you do, tag it. Hashtag Paranormal. It goes to a much bigger audience than you see as well, and it affiliates everything together. Yeah.
I already do it on TikTok as well.
Yeah, I put it on TikTok. In fact, I filmed people saying that the other day. So
I've been a bit unwell last couple of days, and I'm still not right, but I've got a dodgy chest, head banging. And as soon as I finish, I'm going to bed. I'm going to be up at 5 in the morning again for work. So I'm just soldiering on still. I'm back at the centre on Saturday. Yeah. So I'll persevere. I mean, I'll probably still go to work after I've died. So that would be my look back. Tell you what, if I go back and haunt the place, I've changed a few things.
Oh, God.
That's always made me wonder about. I mean, what happened? That's a thought I had the other day. This is how my mind works. I mean, I know since I've got older, I've become more sceptical in the paranormal. I don't believe everything I've seen. I ask questions, which is the right thing to do. But I always thought, what happens, for example, if you die at work? For example, you're wearing high vis. You don't see many ghosts with high vis best on there. It'd be easy to see for a start.
Oh no!
I wonder, they'd be easier to see.
Oh yeah.
You get a lot of these accidents where they're on railway tracks and things and industrial stuff. Everybody has to wear high vis these days. So why no high vis ghosts?
That's right.
Tell you my mind's weird.
Yeah. But I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. We come to the end of...
Yes, we do.
Yes. Because we have to jump in with Willow because his wife is being interviewed.
Oh, you have to jump in. I don't. I have to watch my kids if they wake up.
Just making it excuse, say traffic was bad.
Yeah.
Just blame it all on Jackie.
Yeah, you missed the train.
Yeah. That just sound like an insult. Yeah.
Well,
right platform, then train.
guys, we want to thank you for joining us, Barry, especially.
I don't want to thank you for the invite.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
It's been brilliant.
We would love for you guys to come back again.
I will love to. And don't forget, on Saturday the 26th of July, there's something happening, don't forget. And I'm hoping to do some kind of live as well. So you're welcome to, if you guys from the Netherlands as well, welcome to join us.
I would love to.
Obviously, the entire day from minute past midnight to minute to midnight, 4 midnight, I want to try and get social media to be full of paranormal and be proud of who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've got somewhere booked for that night, but I can't go live. So it's a cave. Caves,
Ah.
no internet.
Yeah.
that's
That's
fine.
known for black spots.
Where my past life was as well. So there you go.
Oh.
Again.
Well, we talk more in our chat
Yes.
about the badges and about Proud to be Paranormal. So it will work out fine. So
Definitely.
We'll sort some badges out as well.
Cool.
Yes. Please.
Yes.
Do. Please do.
absolutely.
The world can be unified one way or another. Like I said before, the physical world's got boundaries and borders. The paranormal world doesn't have to be like that.
No, exactly. We have to be able to walk through walls.
That's maybe invented doors.
Thank
like I
you
said,
guys
thank
so
you
much
once
for
again
being
for
on.
Thank you for being back, guys.
And,
Yes.
to our watchers and listeners, we want to thank you for watching, listening, and stay true to us. And we will see you guys in the next week with our panel again.
Yes.
Check my
Paranormal
channel.
mischief. Yes.
Couldn't remember anymore. So, guys, see you all next week, and you too. We will see you backstage and talk a little bit more. At least Mary is. I probably have to go down. So, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. We hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe.